on internet. Raven. David Raven.
David Raven.
David Raven.
It's David Raven.
Oh, that's good. I like beer. Right. Well. I guess we do a podcast. It's kind of what we're here for right now.
Well, let's do that then.
Okay.
If this, how about it? How about it, laptop?
It's thinking about it. Wait.
I mean, it is entirely plausible that it's not keen on the fact that it's running a US VPN right now exclusively, which I can kind of understand why it doesn't like that.
But really, I feel like it should just take it.
Just fucking suck it up. I'm running a web browser VPN. Fucking live with it.
Yeah, that's fine. The computer these days can do anything.
Yeah. If only this computer was from these days. But anyway, here we go.
Here we go. I'm ready.
Hello, and welcome to the JfG Podcast with me, Alex, and it's you, Ash. Hey, Ash. How are you, Ash?
Hey, buddy, and everyone else. I never address everyone else. I have now, though. So it's just like, hey, buddy, how's it going? I'm just talking to you, but, we're all here together.
Yeah, we're all in this together.
Yeah.
Just like the coronavirus outbreak, buddy.
Apparently so.
We're all in this together.
I mean, we haven't got a choice about that. I mean,
no,
if I did, I think I'd opt out.
I mean, this is where you want to be one of those like Americans from the South with like a bunker and shit.
Yeah.
So you can just like ride it out for better or worse, buddy. A bit of isolation, as Howard Moon might say.
Indeed, I love a bit of isolation. It's a great track.
Well, either way, I'm currently corona-free, so I've been going about my wicked foul business as normal. And,
you just nearly scored a goal.
I've stock up on bog roll though, because apparently that's what everyone's doing at the moment in the UK.
I don't understand why. Are they like shitting more or something?
No, it's just everyone's buying more, so people are worried that they're going to run out and then you won't be able to shit.
I mean, you will be able to shit, but it's the aftermath, which is the issue.
Yeah,
but then again, I'm sure we could find like some newspaper or, other paper. Like, what about tissues? You think they'd be going off the shelves right now more than toilet roll?
Well,
but then again, thinking about it, to be honest, toilet roll can be used as tissue and is probably cheaper than buying a box of tissues. So, I came up with a conspiracy theory the other day. I think this will be good. I think that this could be, a whole ruse on just, making people wash their hands more. It's not... It's just a big drive to get people to wash their hands because they're like, oh, dirty buggers. Wash your hands. Come on.
Everyone.
You're a bit filthy. Yeah.
You disgust me and so
on.
That may be, buddy.
You've been to the toilet, wash your hands.
Cracked the case wide open.
I think so. It just came to me.
Full Columbo on our asses.
When I saw all of these things about washing your hands all the time, I'm like, do people just not do that anyway? I feel like
I don't know. Apparently not.
Bit of no wonder we're all dying then, I guess, if people can't even wash their hands. No,
I liked how the government in this country was like, oh yeah, the NHS is fully prepared.
Doubt
it. I don't know. I mean,
what's it prepared with?
If you walk into an A&E department with like a broken foot, then it'd be 10 to 12 hours before anyone has a look at it. So I don't know. I'm not sure, but hey, buddy. What can you say? I think the real winner in this circumstance is video games. Finally, everyone's being encouraged to stay in.
Stay inside, yeah. Makes
you're
sense.
You're gonna want to do something. So yeah,
Might as well play video games,
which is lucky, I suppose, very convenient for us in that the topic for this week's podcast is video games. So,
yes, get in, son.
Oh, that was a close one, but here we
Much
are.
like every other week when we do this podcast, but just in case you forget or you never know, you just don't know. Anything can happen, but, percentage-wise, looking at the facts, we're all going to get coronavirus.
And then we can all play games together online.
That's true.
Yeah, get 2 weeks off I don't know, maybe we should do the coronavirus challenge, buddy. If you get coronavirus, then your challenge is to see how many video games you can complete in that 2-week self-isolation period. He's not sure.
It's a tough question.
Another tough question, buddy, although possibly not that tough, provided you can read and think. Is
nearly one of the two.
1 out of 2 ain't bad. What are you drinking this evening, buddy?
I'm on the Hobgoblin Gold, buddy, which is nice.
Very nice.
After a weekend of drinking 10 litres of Doom Bar, which, you're not a fan. I don't mind it. My dad loves it because, he's old. And so we bought 2 mini kegs of them. I mean, we bought one and I drank it all. So he bought another one and then I drank that one as well.
Well done for drinking.
Yeah. Thanks to me, he was out of pocket.
Yeah, so, take that.
Schoolboy on his mistake.
Yeah, that's what you're there for.
Yeah, it totally is. But I'm on the Hobgoblin Gold this week, buddy. What about you?
I'm drinking the Camden off-menu IPA, buddy, this evening. It's a personal favourite of mine, and comes in a little box. I'm currently gravitating towards things that come in boxes and packets because of the coronavirus outbreak. So,
Makes sense.
This has been in a box. So the only person who's touched this can is the person who put it in the box. And it might have been a robot. So
might have been a robot. Who knows?
Either way, I'm pretty happy about it. It's a lovely IPA. I'm a huge fan. And it's going down very smooth, I have to say.
It's always good. That is always good. So have you been up to anything apart from just ignoring, everyone and trying to stay out of the way this week?
Not really. We went on a big old walk at the weekend up to the neighbouring mini town of Southborough, buddy. We went to a pub called the Hand and Scepter, which is a classic, quintessential British name for a pub. And I had a very nice dish, slightly unusual dish. It was belly of pork, but it also came with pork cheeks. And for £3 extra, you could add scallops.
Okay.
And I thought that was a bit weird. I'm not sure I've ever seen pork belly and scallops served anywhere, really. I was naturally suspicious.
Not off the top of my head, yeah. That's a bit odd.
I was naturally suspicious, but
I'm
at the same
sure
time,
it's
I was
bloody lovely, though.
I like all those things. So if you do want to combine them, then I'm your man.
I'm all right with that, yeah. I can get on board this. Buddy.
Yeah. So, and then Sunday, I won't go into great detail, just to say that I returned to Medway and came back.
Survived?
Again,
nice.
And at no point was I stabbed.
That's always
I
good.
must be on a streak at this point. I'm not sure anyone has visited Medway as many times in a row without being stabbed as I have in the last 3 to 4 years. So
can we submit it to the Guinness Book of World Records?
Yeah, I go down like a sack of shit with the people of Medway.
They obviously know the deal.
Yes, no, the word oik was invented for many of the residents of those towns, and I don't care who knows it. And the people who live there who aren't oiks would agree. So that's Medway. That's it from me, buddy. What about you? You been up to anything?
Like I said, the parents came up, so got absolutely smashed, which was awesome. My son did a swimathon for charity,
Nice.
He did 50 minutes of swimming and did 74 laps, which is incredible. I wouldn't even know how to do that many laps in that amount of time. And it's like how long's the pool? Like 25 meters, I think.
At least 200 meters.
200 meters a lap.
Yep.
Like
lap.
That's many kilometers.
It certainly is.
Multiple. But yeah, I was for a 9-year-old. I was like, Jesus Christ, this kid is a machine. It was awesome. Anyway, that was cool. And not as a treat for doing that, but just coincidentally, I mentioned last week that I bought a load of computer shit, like a case and a power supply and a new monitor for him. I also bought a new graphics card. I thought might as well just do it all in one go, eh? eBay, what was it? PayPal were doing that, the whole 0% interest for 12 months. I was like, fuck it, why not? So I was looking at graphics cards, and I ended up buying the exact same model as mine, but with a bit more RAM in it. And I was like, well, I'll have the one with the more RAM in it, and he can have mine. So yeah, I got a new graphics card, buddy, which was nice.
Very nice too. Lovely
so yeah, I was up till about 1 o'clock in the morning last night, getting it built and installing everything on it. By everything, I mean Windows and loads of games. Found out as well, because obviously I got the Game Pass. If I log into the Windows Store and then he logs into the Xbox beta app, he's got access to Game Pass on his PC.
Very nice. That's
so
good.
he can. So for one cheap price of, I think it's like £8 for 3 months on PC, both of us have got Game Pass and we can just rinse it. So
lovely stuff.
That's really, really cool. So if there's anyone else out there with multiple PCs and children or other people that wants to play them, yeah, you can totally share that. It's very cool.
Very nice. Yeah, that's a good tip.
Yeah, so I'm a bit tired this evening after all of that, but yeah, it looks really cool. I'll pop some pictures of it in the Discord if anyone really cares. I know we've shared pictures of PCs and things before, so I'm sure someone will give it a little smiley face or call me a cunt. One of the both, either way.
Let's not pretend we don't love a bit of tech in the old Discord.
We do love tech. I love
Chirky.
tech.
Chirky with
awesome.
a capital Chirk.
Indeed. So yeah, apart from that, buddy, been playing a bit of gamage. I'm not gonna lie, play some games. Most of them about an hour long each.
Right.
Bar one, where I chucked a few evenings into because I was enjoying myself. So I guess we talk about some games now, mate. Do you wanna go first?
I would absolutely love to talk about some video games, Ash. I'm a huge fan of them. I don't know if you knew that.
See, I was questioning myself if I am a fan of video games because I like to complain a lot, and I'm not going to differ this evening. I'm going to complain about some video games. It's, why change what we do best?
Can we mention something that I'd like to just say? Obviously, anyone who listens regularly knows that I'm a bit of a fan of Jim Sterling on the old tubes. I like to sort of catch up with his content, and he did a video last week about how one of the most sort of successful and widespread loved video games of last year was the Resi 2 remake, and how probably the most loved game this year is going to be Final Fantasy VII remake, and how perhaps that means that big devs and publishers aren't actually making any fucking good games anymore.
Yeah.
And I think that that's a fair point. And you'll notice if you listen to this podcast regularly,
That's a kind of a common theme.
I've slowly descended towards picking up games that I've played before, older titles, older
Vegas
software.
2, Splinter Cell.
Yeah.
Just to mention a few from the past few weeks.
Absolutely, and BioShock, and this week was no different in that respect. But I really do,
well played.
I really do want to say I 100% agree. And something that we said last week, we touched on very briefly about how games aren't really for us anymore because
we're old.
Yeah, because we're getting older and because they're not for us. I'm not completely convinced they're for anyone. I think they might be a
They're
pile of
for
fucking shit. The AAA stuff.
Yeah, well, they're there to make money, buddy, and warp the minds of the youth into spending money on it. It's that
Apparently
simple.
So yeah, just take that with you as we run through what we've been playing this week. I would say I think that's fair.
Yeah.
So yeah, do you want to kick things off, buddy? What have you been up to? I know that you were going to be doing some streaming this week. I saw that you did a bit of streaming, and what were you playing on there?
I streamed Game Pass game on PC, Wolfenstein: Youngblood. Yeah, this was one of the games I played for less than an hour, mainly because I'd forgotten that I don't really like the combat in Wolfenstein games. I thought maybe it would be different. It wasn't. It's really fast-paced, but it doesn't feel like it's going anywhere. You know, like with Doom, it's got a fluidity to it. It's fast and it's action-packed.
Yeah.
Where with this, I can't understand how to play it. You know, it seems that I need to be in cover and obviously picking up health and armor and stuff like that. But the speed of the game wants me... It makes me feel like I want to be running around just like murdering everything, just like Doom. But I don't think the game allows you to do that. And then also throw in the mix, you've got collectible items that are dashed around all over the place, like monies, for instance, or whatever they are. I don't know, coins. They're just like lying on the table, or bits and bombs like that. So it wants to be fast paced, but it also wants me to search every corner of every
that doesn't
room.
really work, does it?
No, and it just annoyed me. So, and then at the end of the intro sequence, which took me an hour to get through, there's like a boss battle, and like we were trying to do it strategically, like behind cover and things like that, and obviously he's just trying to pressure you constantly to get out of that cover, which is fair dues in a game like this where I think you're meant to be running around sliding on the floor and stuff. It's not a game where you can just sit back and pap away at these, like, I don't know, ridiculously overcharged Nazis or whatever they are. And so in the end, it was a case of we just bums rushed him. Like, he spawned, we ran at him with shotguns and didn't really give up until he was dead. And that it just didn't feel fun. And immediately after that, I was just like, I'm not having fun. This isn't a fun game to play because I don't know how it's meant to be played. Maybe it's a case of me dropping it down to like easy again so I can just run through it, but I play a lot of shooters. I still play a lot of shooters, I feel. And you know, I'm not one to shy away from a challenge. Like I was playing like Destiny, like hardest content and stuff like that. I enjoy a challenge, but when it's, you know, in a situation where you can't really think about how to complete the objective, it's just a case of just twatting it.
I have to say, obviously I haven't
me.
played this, but I have played the previous Wolfensteins. I tried to get into New Colossus. I've always found basically completely like identify with what you're saying, in that it's always felt super fast, as though they want it to be fun, but then rock hard so you can't have any. And that seems to kind of be the model. Maybe some people don't bounce off that like we do, but yeah, to me, it's always felt like too difficult for the type of game that it is. To the point where it's just not very fun. And that sounds a lot like what you're saying here. So
so I just was like, I just turned it off, and then I went and played Sea of Thieves, and I've played that for like 3 days in a row now because it's fun. I like being a pirate. I've spoken about it loads. It's like there's been all kinds of updates. There's new shit to do. Obviously, there's a new, you know, what's the thing where you buy stuff with currency? which you can buy now, and you can buy
Brilliant.
little pets, yeah, which is awesome. I think we mentioned that when they did a live stream, and a monkey was sick on the guy. That was funny. But yeah, just like there's still loads of those tall tales, the quests to do. So we spent a couple of nights trying to figure these things out, and we had to like read the stars with a special spyglass. So you'd be up there like looking at the stars and like working out the constellations.
Constellation.
It's with a T, isn't it? Constellation. Yeah. And then it's like, oh, I'm at this island, and then I need to look up at this thing, and then I have to go that direction until I hit the next island. It's cool. It was nice. The other night, though, we did get absolutely ransacked by a quadroon of pirates I'm going for. Yeah?
Right. Okay. Why not?
I feel like that's like the 4 number. They fucked us over. And the annoying thing was, like, we were halfway through a quest, and they stole a quest item off us. So it was just like, quest failed. And I was like, well, that's 2 hours down the drain. But no, I guess that's it was annoying. But then, like, after, looking back on it and thinking, oh, well, that is the game, really, though, at the end of the day.
Yeah, it's simulating an environment, and there's people in it, so deal with it, kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, makes sense.
Great game. It's really nice. It runs really well on the PC. Like, I can wang it up on the high settings at 1080 or knock it down a bit and play it at 2K. And running 60 frames per second, it's just really, really nice. I can't comment on the Xbox One S version. I'm sure it doesn't. I'm pretty sure it's locked at 30 on that, but we'll see.
I can confirm that it's locked at 30.
But yeah, it's a lovely game. It's a nice game to just spend with your buddies and do pirate stuff. It's cool.
Lovely.
Very easy to get sidetracked as well. The other game that I've played for an hour this week was Pokemon Sword. I had an hour to kill on Saturday morning when I took my kids to their kickboxing lesson. I was pretty hungover. There's normally like loads of other parents there that talk to each other. Not this cunt. I go and take my Switch and go and sit in the corner and fucking ignore everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's when I managed to play a lot of Celeste. So obviously, I've finished Celeste, and I don't really want to play that game again on the Switch. So I was looking for other games that I had, and yeah, I ended up cracking on with Pokemon Sword. It seems alright. It's like Pokemon in it, but 3D. I know I initially like sacked it off and was like, oh, I'm not in the mood. But now, I got tucked into it. I think I'm going to have another hour of it next week. It might be my Saturday hour killing game, I think, just to keep plodding along at. But so nothing really to report on that, but just to say, yeah, it seems
nice
all
that you
right.
get some value out of it.
Yeah, Gibbons, buddy. So that's about me done for gaming this week. What have you been doing? I can see Star Wars has featured again and again.
There's some Star Wars.
Hey, wait, right? We've got a message from the CA007. He says, want to become famous? Buy followers, primes, and views on something.com. I'm all right. Really?
I don't want to become famous, but thank you for asking. And thanks for the handy hints. Now we know exactly what to avoid. So
yeah,
you've really provided a wonderful service to us.
Top lad.
Very kind. Thank you.
Yeah. Sorry about that, buddy. So yeah, what are you playing? What are you doing, huh?
I've been to Completion Town this week, buddy.
Fuck yeah, me too.
And more so than I would have previously expected. In that, not only have I completed Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, but I got all of the collectibles as well.
Yeah, you did. You're that guy.
Yeah, apparently so.
Was it as fun as collecting everything in God of War?
It was similar. It was pretty similar. The two games have got quite a lot in common in terms of map design and collectibles. In that, it's just quite interesting and fun to sort of waddle about the map looking for shit without there actually being any real point to doing so. What I will say with this one though is some of the collectibles are worth getting because they give you more stim packs, so you can refresh your health. And also there's sort of force essences that you can pick up, and each time you get 3 of them, it increases either your health or the amount of force that you have. So they're worth having. And to be honest, when I've actually got to what I thought was the end boss on this game, I got my ass handed to me, and I just didn't have the necessary fucking clout, which is kind of reasonable, I would say. You're supposed to be like becoming a Jedi Knight. You start off as a Padawan, and you need to get better. I did. So, in going through the levels, like collecting everything, the way that the game works, where to use the bonfires, you respawn all the enemies if you want to sort of regen all your health packs and everything. Meant that I was just consistently fighting fucking everyone. To the point where I eventually finally got the parry down, which was the thing I was missing before.
Nice.
To the point now where I can waltz through an area, take out like 20 soldiers without taking a hit, basically, if I'm really concentrating. You just feel rock hard. Like, it's so much fun. I've got great force powers now, including one where I can like force push up to 10 people like off cliffs and shit.
Fuck you.
And I favor the force pull as well, like just grabbing people off ledges, bringing them right up to you and just stabbing them straight through the middle.
Nice. So it sounds like the combat actually does get better.
I think I got better. The combat was fine. The combat is one of the few things about the game that I wouldn't change. I think the combat's actually very good. The AI lets it down to a degree. I also think that the level design is very frustrating at times. There is a specific level in this game where once you return there after your very first trip, to get to an area you need to get a load of collectibles, you have to you go to the original area where there was just a bridge to it, and that bridge is just gone for no reason. And to get there, you have to travel essentially through the entire level to get back there. The level design is shite in a lot of ways and very frustrating and very annoying. The holomap, a lot of reviews said they thought the holomap was very good.
Why?
I totally disagree. I think it's a fucking horror show to navigate. I don't know where I am or what I'm doing. I don't know. I have no idea on God's green earth why there's no fast travel in this game. I don't understand why I can't put a waypoint marker down. I don't understand why I can't have some sort of marker come up on my HUD, because you've made the game like a fucking miserable labyrinth and then given me no tools to traverse it whatsoever, other than walk 10 paces forward, bring up your shit map. No, I need to go to the left a little bit, walk 10 paces forward. It's just not, it's
Oh,
crap.
wait, I'm on the wrong level. Oh,
I'm on the wrong fucking height. How do I get down a level? Bad.
Can I jump
shit.
off here? Oh no, I've respawned. Okay.
So in my multiple layered sort of Big Mac-esque shit sandwich, the final boss wasn't the final boss. There was a whole other level and final boss after it. I really fucking enjoyed the end of this game. I thought it was excellent, like fucking excellent. Exactly what you'd want, like fan service. No spoilers from me here, but like really cool set pieces and exactly the sort of characters that you'd want to be in there. An epic battle and a sort of wonderful struggle, brilliant set pieces, great graphics, awesome looking. Shit sandwich continues during that section. One of the reasons I'm so familiar with it is because whilst going through that section, the game hard crashed 3 times where I had to pull the plug on my console because it wouldn't even switch off. The game hard crashed the PS4 and restarted. The whole system went through rebuilding database, got back into the game, and it started me from not the checkpoint where I'd saved, but the beginning level again.
Nice.
So I'm excruciatingly familiar with the final level. Buggy as fuck, this game. Honestly, I've never fallen through the world more on any video game in the history of video games that I have played. So yeah, again, probably reiterating what I said last week. I thought it was fantastic what they were trying to do, but holy shit, is it patchy as hell? And oh my god, the game is so broken. It's so horribly broken on PS4. I can only speak for PS4, but yeah. All in all, I think I probably played maybe 35, 45 hours, somewhere around that region.
Not bad.
Really enjoyed it. Had a load of fun. And would probably have been far more agitated if I'd paid like absolute full price for the thing.
Yeah, obviously.
But there's someone coming in at a slightly
and at
lower
launch
price
with
point.
even less patches.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
God knows what that was gonna.
I can't imagine it being worse. I really can't. I don't know. Whether the hard crashes have anything to do with the most recent patch, I've no idea. They released a sort of 120 meg patch the night before last to fix the fact that the platinum wouldn't unlock for a load of people.
Nice.
But all in all, the game's it's just buggy as fuck. Like I can't believe you could release it. Honestly, it's clearly not been QA'd, or if it was QA'd, they ignored that fact or ran out of time.
Yeah, it's crazy.
In the very final scene of the video game, it cuts to a character, and their clothes are like fucking vibrating, and their hair is literally going like that on its own, just like flapping from side to side. And it's just like, really? Fucking hell. But
I love it.
Anyway, yeah, it's all done, buddy. I probably won't play it again, although I'm only 5 or 6 trophies off the platinum, so it's kind of tempting, I suppose.
Ooh,
but
might do. Just thinking about it.
But probably not.
So we kind of said that because it's a Star Wars game, we kind of don't really know if it's a good game or not, or if it wasn't a Star Wars game, it wouldn't be a good game. Where do you stand on that now, having, obviously mastered the combat and become a Jedi Knight or whatever?
I think that this is a 7 out of 10 video game due to its horde of not just performance and glitch issues, but also the design, like the level design and stuff. I think the Star Wars license carries it up at least a whole point in terms of the review score.
Yeah,
because the music and the characterization, I think the story is reasonable. Like it's not bad. And it's well acted, but being in the Star Wars universe brings gravitas to proceedings that just wouldn't be there otherwise. And I think if this launched as not a Star Wars game, it's just an action adventure game, I think it'd probably get a bit of a kicking. I just do. I just think it's broken, and people wouldn't have the patience with it that they do because of that license.
Totally.
On top of which, if EA had been doing the right thing and releasing multiple single player Star Wars experiences over the last 5-10 years, then again this would probably suffer horribly for that, because there'd be choice, but there isn't. And people have been like desperately waiting for a current gen Star Wars adventure, so they again are willing to give it good grace. It's a distinctly average video game that cultivates a beautiful mood to it, but in answer to your question, it just isn't as good a game if it's not a Star Wars game. And I genuinely think 6s, people will be giving it 6s, and that's kind of eyebrow raising in the way that sort of review scores are these days, where everything gets a fucking 8 or a 9.
I love the 8s and 9s.
It would be probably widely regarded to be quite a bad game if it wasn't a Star Wars game, I have to say.
That's fair dues, buddy. Well, I'm glad you've enjoyed it, and yeah, it sounds as it got better, but obviously with issues, let's say.
Yes, very much so.
So, what else have you been up to then, games wise?
And the other game that I've been playing this week is Star Wars Jedi Academy, buddy, which I have bought. I've paid real cash money for.
Actual cash money. What did
on
you
the-
buy it on?
I got it on the Xbox Marketplace.
Yeah.
It was $7.99.
Fuck me, really? Jesus.
Yeah. And it's an Xbox original edition of the game, which is backwards compatible on the Xbox One. And
Always good.
So yeah, I mean that's what I've always considered to be the sort of flagship lightsaber battles games.
Funsy.
It's quite fun to be playing the two games alongside each other and kind of comparing the two.
The fight mechanics,
Yeah. I mean, needless to say, obviously, Jedi Academy is a very old game. You got some pretty lo-fi voice acting in here, like in terms of like audio quality, not just performance quality. I don't know. I've got a great deal of nostalgia for this, so I suppose I'm clouded in that respect. But it's a really fun video game. It does force powers very, very well. I think probably better than Fallen Order does. I think that the lightsaber battles are better in Fallen Order. I think you've got more control
strategic,
over
whereas
what you're going to do. Yeah. Whereas Academy is more like a action, like fun. Basically, if you're moving in any way to one direction, then that's the way that you'll swipe. So if you're moving to the right, then he'll come in from the left and swipe across to the right, vice versa. If you're going forwards, then he'll do a sort of downwards chop. If you're backing up, then he'll do like a lift up. So it's kind of mirroring the movement of your character. There's a lot to love here. It's really cool the way that I think it's one of the first games where it felt quite tactical in that you've got that tutorial level with Luke at the temple, and then it basically opens up and gives you a choice of a series of missions as like a Padawan. They're going to various different planets. You can do them in any order you want, and it's just really enjoyable. The other thing to say about this game is there are still, of course, there are people playing this game multiplayer online, even on the Xbox. Yes, there's rooms, man. There's lobbies of people.
That's the power of the Xbox, buddy.
It's a fun game, man. It's a really fun game. The force powers is really cool. I like the way that at the start of each mission, you get to choose a new force power to kind of work on or unlock. And it's got the light force powers on the left and the dark force powers on the right. And you really can end this game as a fucking baddie, which is great as well. And then I always thought it was a nice touch that the character who's like your Jedi Master, your trainer, is Kyle Katarn, who is a LucasArts creation from the original, Jedi Knight games, Jedi Outcast, and feels like a proper Star Wars character in his own right, even though he's fabricated for video games. It's a fucking fan service joy, this thing. But I always remember playing the demo where you sort of investigate us like Sith cultists and just fucking about like shooting force powers at dudes in this big columned room, trying to pull them off ledges. The fact that you can do the force like holds, like the choke, bring people into you and either just choke them out or slice them up. It's fun, man. Continuing in a rich vein of the only software I have bought for Xbox has been at least a generation old. Backwards compatible software, and mostly 2 generations old, which brings me back to what I was saying before about the fact that there is nothing coming out for me anymore. And until we get further through the year and start looking at stuff like Cyberpunk and The Last of Us, single player experiences I can get my teeth into, I'm having to look back through the years to find the fun. And
man, there's nothing wrong with it, I think.
Gibbon. Yeah. So the only other thing I wanted to mention this week was Gran Turismo Sport, which is a game that I hadn't played for ages. We were having a little look at getting Grid. I'd given that a little bit of a go last week. and I thought it was decent, but we were talking about how I wasn't sure about where it sits in terms of arcade
Yeah,
versus sim.
simulation, and it was kind of in between. And is that what we really want? We either want
Yeah.
one or the other, really, kind of thing.
And the more I thought about that, the more I realized that I already had a game like that. It was possibly a little bit better than that, and that is Gran Turismo Sport. So I managed to con friend of the podcast Paul into picking it up, saving the
Nice.
knowledge
Peer
that everyone
pressure,
else
like
had it
it.
already
Yep.
through
Yep.
family sharing. It was only 16 quid on the store,
That's not
which
bad.
is only double the price of Star Wars Jedi Knight, Jedi Academy from 2000 and something. So yeah, we had a basically a whole game night of GT Sport this week, and I think everyone really enjoyed it. It's a lot of fun, that game, and I hadn't really played it or had the chance to enjoy it online. Um, but it's just a really fun experience, and obviously I've got like 100 cars and a shit ton of money from doing all those challenges and learning all the tracks and
Indeed.
everything.
Yeah.
But there were some pretty interesting quality of life decisions, I suppose you would say here. In that that are very friendly to a new player who's just fired the game up, aka friend of the podcast PJ, for example, who had like one car.
Yeah.
Because in
And
multiplayer you can only use what you've bought.
yeah, which is a bit shit.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
it is and it isn't. I mean, the game's trying to do a specific thing, and that thing is to make you feel like you're a virtual like car owner and race driver.
Yeah. True. Yeah.
So it kind of makes sense in that respect. But yeah, it is what it is. I mean, other things. There's no AI on multiplayer of any kind. You can't add bots to online races. So if you haven't got a posse of people together with you, then if you only got like one or two friends, you're just going to be racing those one or two friends. There's nothing else going to be going on.
Yeah.
Which, I haven't really got a problem with, but it seems like a weird omission. Just some weird stuff to do with like options and settings. You can't really start a race without having a practice session, which at first seemed really annoying. But then we sort of swiftly realized actually for a sort of party game night, there's not really much better than that, because if I need to like nip for a sprinkle or something, then I can just fire the game up. And then while I nip to the loo, like everyone can just scud about in practice mode, like driving around. And then when I come back,
Oh, nice.
then I
race.
can. Yeah, it's pretty great, pretty great. It's good fun. So
how did everyone else find like the handling and the speed of the game and stuff like that? Or
it's obviously it's much slower in comparison to something like Formula One. Like we really struggled with Formula One. After playing this game, we couldn't play it. In fact, me and Paul were still online, and we loaded it up, and it was impossible. It was just too fast. So it's quite sluggish. The controls, I think it's like dead center between arcadey and simmy. This game, but it's quite consistent in the way it controls. It's quite a sort of reserved driving experience, and you can kind of get the gist pretty quickly. It's really fun. We're really enjoying it, like trying out lots of different cars and stuff. And it crucially gives you as many points in like multiplayer private match mode as it does in like public lobbies and stuff. So you're earning 20,000 credits per like private race, 3-lapper. So you're very quickly able to like buy more and more cars. It's fun. It's great. We like it. We'll probably play it again this week, I'd imagine.
I'll get it installed.
Gibbons, buddy, it's good fun, and you should probably have some. You've probably got a save game with a few cars on there, so you might be ready to go.
Yeah, I think I've got a couple.
Yeah, it's cool, good stuff.
Nice, buddy. Sounds like a good week of games.
Gibbons, that's me. I haven't really got much to add. In fact, we've got a few little bits and bobs of news.
What?
So, and a couple of comments from people as well. Quick mention for Cosmic Dad. He's been taking us through the various games he's been playing while he's been on holiday in Wales. And
yeah.
sounds like he's been having some good fun with Switch. And also, it's kind of hyped up for the new Ori game, Ori and the Will of the Wisps, which
Yeah,
launched today. Today
it
being
did.
Wednesday, the 11th of March, and I've got it installed. I haven't
Me
played it
too.
yet, but I didn't really like the last one. I liked everything that it was trying to be, but I didn't like the actual game itself.
Yeah, bit of an issue that.
Yes, it is a problem.
Yeah.
And I watched a few preview videos of this where people were complaining about how linear the first game was, and that made me
Was
worried
it?
because I didn't feel like it was particularly linear at all. In fact, the thing I didn't like about it was all the backtracking and
Yeah.
unlocking of zones after I'd been through them. So, yeah, I don't know. We're all going to be giving that a go. I'd imagine that I'll have something to say about it next week. Perhaps you will, and maybe Cosmic Dad will as well. So,
That's the
yeah.
plan.
Gibbons. Elsewhere, E3 has been officially cancelled this year because of the coronavirus outbreaks. Good news being that Microsoft and Ubisoft are planning digital events, so they're still going to have sort of conferences. The only reason that I watch E3 is for the conferences, to be honest, at this point, because game announcements happen all year round, don't they? So really the only special thing is Mr. Motherfucking Spencer himself standing up on the stage in his t-shirt, laying the smackdown. So I don't know, what do you make of that, buddy? Obviously E3's kind of been dwindling anyway, so maybe it's less of an impact to cancel it this year.
Yeah, I mean, everything is getting cancelled at the moment, obviously, isn't it? It's just like, well, we can't really get loads of people together from all around the world. That's a bad idea.
Yeah,
kind of makes sense. Yeah, I'm not fussed. It's like you say, I like to watch the conferences, like the big 4 or 5 that there are. But even that recently, like in recent years, it's kind of died down to nothing too exciting or anything major.
Nothing to show, do they?
No, but it's like you say, these games get announced all through the year. Like they might have 1 or 2 things that's amazing. I mean, it is a shame. I think this year might have been different with the whole, Xbox Series X and PlayStation 5 coming out. They could have pushed the boat out a bit more.
Well, gone toe to toe as well in the same.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously Sony, bailed already, but they would have been
around that time, though, wouldn't they?
Exactly.
They tried to sneak in there. So like they're just going to do their own things and then stream it on the internet, which I think this day and age is totally fine.
Yeah. Absolutely, and I'll be watching still, so we can still go through everything as normal.
Gibbons.
Yeah, and I'm really excited about the new consoles now, to be honest. Mainly because I don't know, just excited for new shit.
Yeah. So, are you thinking you're going to get one then? Is that why you're excited, or?
I couldn't possibly answer that question.
It's too soon.
It's too soon, and whatever I say would probably be a lie. So
well,
I can tell you,
I've started putting money aside already, just in case.
Yeah, I could tell you that I've no intention of buying a new console. I could say, Ash, they're just not making AAA titles for me anymore.
They aren't.
All the more reason for me not to fork out
extortionate amounts of money. How do you reckon that Star Wars Jedi Academy runs on the Series X? Huh?
I would imagine it. I don't know if it can load any quicker than it does. Yes, genuinely.
Are you sure? If you could load like wham, fucking hell!
It already does. the loading bar on Jedi Academy is a yellow lightsaber, being turned on.
Yeah, okay, I get it.
Literally, at the moment, I go into load game, vroom, and then the game loads, and there we are. But yeah, perhaps you don't even get to see that screen on the Series.
Yeah, exactly. You just don't know.
Pick one up.
Yeah, definitely.
I just want to say this. If I'm going to say anything about new generation of consoles,
go on.
I I'm absolutely disgusted by the recent redesign of the Xbox One's dashboard.
Oh, is it bad? I haven't seen
It
it.
was already miserable, and now
With
it's
the boxes.
thoroughly miserable. And
Cool.
for that reason alone, PS5 all the way,
All the way.
all the way.
Nice.
Yeah, no, I've no idea what I'm going to get or when, but I'm excited about all the shit.
Nice. I love shit.
Gibbon. So yeah, that's that. Couple more things. There's a mass exodus from GeForce Now. I don't know if anyone's noticed.
Yeah.
Bit of a concern.
What's that all
Recently
about?
launched, recently out of beta, and it looks like they didn't realize quite how this was going to go. Old Nvidia, which is a little bit unfortunate. But GeForce Now, the streaming service, it's
Sorry,
it
buddy.
didn't look like yeah. That is unfortunate. Yeah. So 2K's pulled out, Bethesda's pulled out, Activision's pulled out. They've all pulled out of GeForce Now.
Yeah.
And it means that even though that service is designed for you to hook up your Steam library so that you can stream games you already own and have a wonderful, super powerful PC in the cloud, they are removing the opportunity for you to do that. Certain developers and publishers are, to the point where the service is looking a little bit fucking barren already.
Yeah.
And I think
Bit of
it's
a
probably
worry.
fucking done. Like, genuinely, this has ruined it. I thought this was the best one of all the ones that I'd tried. It's really exceptionally
incredibly stable.
Yeah, brilliant.
And the frame rates that I was getting in it were like perfect, and the input lag was minimal to be expected of a streaming service.
Absolutely, yeah. 100%.
But now, if this is the case, then like you say, fuck.
I don't know, man. Epic have come out with solidarity towards Nvidia. They've said that they're like don't understand what's going on and are like really up for supporting it. But everyone fucking hates them anyway with all the exclusivity that they've kind of been culturing recently. So I don't know. Basically, the service is no longer viable because it's not like the sort of service where they were planning exclusives or a platform in its own right. It was something that was supposed to sort of piggyback and be very, very good at doing so. Just provide an infrastructure for existing content, which makes perfect sense and is why it looked like the best option to me. But unfortunately, these publishers have all pulled out. They obviously don't like the idea that their games can be played on this service without them further sort of monetizing them.
Money. But the stupid thing is people still have to buy the game to play it on that service. It's no different to having a PC or a PlayStation or an Xbox One. Like I really don't understand unless they're like you say they're looking for a payout.
They're looking for a payout.
Well, if you're gonna have our games on there, then pay us. But I don't know. I don't know. Like everyone's just in it to make money, aren't they? Like, I mean, Ubisoft do their own
expense of everything else.
Yeah, they're just a bunch of cunts, really. At the end of the day,
it's pretty miserable. They'll tell you that it's because they're concerned about performance and that sort of thing, and they want their games to shine under the proper environment and so on. But that's all a load of bullshit, and everyone knows it. So, it is what it is, and what it is now a shit service when it was a really good one before. That's a shame. But there you are. Last thing from me, buddy. Is that I am really excited about this. Elite, the developer behind such things as Elite Dangerous and also Planet Coaster and Planet Zoo and those sorts of games, has signed a 5-year contract with Formula One, Liberty Media Group, Formula One, to create Formula One management games. So Formula One boss games, like Football Manager for Formula One. Fucking yes, I'm well up for that shit. That is the thing I am most excited about out of all news so far this year. Is that Elite is going to make F1 management sims? So excited.
It's going to be interesting. Let's put it that way.
Man, Honestly, like, and obviously, like, they're not going to be like Planet Zoo where you like build. It's not like Sim
Are
Golf
you sure?
where you build like a track.
Yeah,
And then
I'd play that game.
I 100% would play that game, but I'm expecting a more neutered sort of database-esque affair. But
Yeah,
I'm fucking
obviously.
fine with that, man. Like, so excited about the new Formula One season. I'm so hoping that this virus doesn't like ruin it, which would suck balls. But yeah, this could be really cool for people who are fans of the sport, and they're talking about possibly having something out in time for the sort of the summer. So yeah, really cool, really exciting. Looking forward to it.
Gibbons, buddy.
There you are. That's it from me. We had a
Nice.
message from Funk this week. He was very briefly just touching on, we mentioned last week about how Ubisoft make fucking terrible video games and have done for a while. He said he totally agreed how shit Ubisoft stuff was on the last podcast until I logged into Ghost Recon Breakpoint today and saw that I've put in north of 50 hours so far. Who knew? I'm not sure that anyone understands that. Funk himself was saying the other day that game's fucking toilet, but there's something about it he just quite enjoys sort of crabbing about.
That what in the single player or
I think
co-op?
so.
Wow.
Yeah.
I could play. I think single player was better than co-op in that like story mode because it's that classic old thing of how we talk about playing games like Skyrim. Like, you know, when you play it, you have your experiences, but as soon as you play it with other people, it's like, well, should we go here? Should we do that? And then, oh no, they fucked it up and they didn't do it how I wanted to do it, or whatever. And it's, yeah, I could kind of see that, like just mooching about in that space and just shooting people. It can be quite fun, I guess. But yeah, still, fucking Ubisoft, mate.
Yeah, douchebags, big douchebags. Don't like them.
Indeed, no.
Don't do one.
Gibbons. Yeah.
I think that's it, buddy. I think that's our show. We're done.
Yeah, I'm done.
Yeah? Did you enjoy that, did you?
Yeah. I'd say so. It was good. Oh.
It's a beautiful thing.
So.
Sweet as the punch. Good video games. Well done, everyone. A lot of action, a lot of energy. Beautiful stuff. We'll be back next week, I'm sure, to talk about probably Ori and the Will of the Wisps, among other things.
Yeah, I think so.
And yeah, thanks so much for listening, everyone. Cheers for your time. And
Gibbons.
We'll be back next week. Until then, I've been Alex. He has been Ash.
Goodbye.
Farewell.